Hello friends, welcome to the series of lectures of Mathematics 1. In the last session, we have seen the basic concepts of partial derivative such as a function of several variable and function of two variable, limit continuity of a function of a two variable. Now in today's session, we are going to start with a first and higher order of partial derivatives. Now first of all, definition of a partial derivative. A partial derivative of a function of a several variable is nothing but it is an ordinary derivative with respect to one variable when all remaining are kept as a constant. That means if you have any multivariable function, that means more than one variable function, in that case only a single variable is treated as a variable and remaining all are treated as a constant. And then we are differentiating with respect to the single variable which we have considered. That derivative is called a partial derivative. Consider f is a function of two variable x and y. Then the first order partial derivatives are given by fx or del f by del x. Now see, the del f by del x is a notation of a partial derivative and f suffix x is a notation of a partial derivative. You can write down either of them. Okay. Now fx is basically a function of x and y both. So it is defined as limit delta x tends to 0, f of x plus delta x comma y minus f of xy divided by delta x. See, here you have kept y constant, there is no change in the y, only change in x is we have considered. That means x is changing, so it is a derivative with respect to x. So this is the partial derivative with respect to x. Same manner, if you are writing fy, then it is a partial derivative with respect to y, also it is denoted by del f by del y, and the definition is limit delta y tends to 0, f of x comma y plus delta y minus f of xy divided by delta y. Now see, same manner if you can write down it for three variables x, y, z or any number of variables. Whenever you are using this definition, then in that case other are treated as a constant. Now we are going on to the geometric interpretation. Now first of all, what is the geometric interpretation of this partial derivative? Here see, first z is equal to f of xy is any three dimension surface. It is given by S. Here blue surface S is given. It is given in by color blue. Now what you are going to do? We are going to take one constant plane y is equal to b, and if you are going to cut it the surface by y is equal to b, then you will get the curve C1 on the surface S. Now this C1 lies in the constant plane y is equal to b. So once you have y is equal to b, so your function will be going to be of the form some function of x only and y is going to be a constant. So you will have function like as f of x comma b. Same manner, if you are going to cut out this plane by constant x is equal to a, then you will have curve C2 that we have denoted here by C2. Then that curve C2 lies inside a on a surface S as well as it is lies inside a plane x is equal to a. Now using this C1 and C2, what we are going to do? We are going to find out the tangent in that plane. So for C1, if you have a function, suppose g of x is equal to f of x comma b, and you are finding the tangent at a point P a comma b comma c, where P is nothing but it is a point z is equal to f of a comma b, that means c is equal to f of a comma b. At that point, if you are finding, at that particular point if you are finding the tangent, then that tangent is t1, and this t1 is nothing but it is a partial derivative with respect to x. Same manner for C2, you have a function something g of y is equal to f of a comma y, capital G of y, then and you are finding the tangent at a point capital P, then that capital T2, that tangent T2 at a point P is nothing but it is your partial derivative of function at a point P with respect to y. Okay, this is the geometric concept. So that means you have f of x, fx a comma b and fy a comma b basically interpreted as a slope of a tangent at a point of a curve C1 and C2 lies inside the surface C and in a constant plane y is equal to b and x is equal to a. Now, we are starting with an example. First, we are going to use the definition method and then you can use the simple derivative form as you are already aware of the simple derivatives. So, we can use the simple derivatives. Here, we are starting with a by definition find if f of x comma y is equal to x square y plus xy square, then find fx using definition. So, what you have? Here f of x comma y is x square y plus xy square. Now, if you have to find del f by del x, that means you have to treat y as a constant. So, using the definition of partial derivative, you have limit delta x tends to 0 f of x comma delta x, f of x plus delta x comma y minus f of x comma y divided by delta x. Now, x is replaced with x plus delta x and y is remaining y in original function f of x comma y. So, you will have x plus delta x whole square into y plus x plus delta x into y square minus f of xy has a value x square y plus xy square divided by delta x. Expand the function and simplify, that will give x square y plus 2x into delta x into y plus x square y delta x whole square into y plus xy square plus delta x into y square. Now, x square y and xy square will be cancelled out and you will have limit at delta x tends to 0, 2x delta x y plus delta x whole square into y plus delta x into y square. Now, delta x common out and cancel from numerator and denominator and that will give you 2xy plus delta xy plus y square, and if you are going to put the limit, then delta x is approaching to 0, that will give you the answer 2xy upon y square. Same manner, if you have asked del f by del y, then using the same definition method, you can find out del f by del y and it has a value x square plus 2xy. Now, we are going to define the higher order derivatives. As we have defined the first order, same manner you can define the higher order derivatives. Now, see, suppose you have u is a function of x and y and the first order partial derivatives are going to be exist. Then the derivative of first order partial derivative is called the second order derivative, and if you are going to continue in this way, then you will have partial derivatives. So, you can differentiate del f by del x and del f by del y with respect to x and with respect to y. Now, if you are differentiating del u by del x with respect to x, then it is written in the form of del by del x of del u by del x, and that is denoted by del square u by del x square, and that is nothing but that is your uxx. That means uxx is del square u by del x square, that is nothing but del by del x of del u by del x. Same manner, uyy is del square u by del y square is equal to del by del y of del u by del y. Same manner, if you are differentiating del u by del y with respect to x or del u by del x with respect to y, then it is written in a form of u of xy is equal to del square u upon del x del y, and del u of yx, that will be a del square u upon del y del x. Okay. Now, we are starting with an example. Find the values of del f by del x and del f by del y at a point 4 comma minus 5 for the function f of x comma y is equal to x square plus 3xy plus y minus 1. Okay. Also find the second order derivatives del square f by del x square, del square f by del y square, del square f by del x del y and del square f by del y del x. Okay. So, first here your f is nothing but x square plus 3xy plus y minus 1. So, you are going to differentiate with respect to x, that means del f by del x. So, see, now you are differentiating with respect to x, that means y is treated as a constant. Y is treated as a constant, so you are treating it as a simple constant. So, first you have to take a derivative of x square as a derivative 2x. 3xy, in that 3y is constant, so it is going to be common out, and x as a derivative with respect to x 1. y is treated plus y minus 1 is treated as a constant because y is constant and constant has a derivative 0. So that means that term has a derivative 0. So finally the answer of del f by del x, that will be a 2x plus 3x, sorry, plus 3y. Now you have to put the point 4 comma minus 5. So x has a value 4, y has a value minus 5. So that will give 8 minus 15, that means minus 7. Same manner del f by del y, it has a value 3x plus 1 because now so you are differentiating with respect to y, that means x is treated as a constant. So x square will be constant, it has a derivative 0. In 3xy, 3x is constant, y has a derivative 1, plus y has a derivative 1, minus 1 has a derivative 0. So that will give you 3x plus 1. And if you are going to put 4 comma 5 minus 5, then you will have del f by del y at a 4 comma minus 5 has a value 12 plus 1, that means 13. Same manner for second order derivatives, del square f by del x square, that means del by del x of del f by del x. Now del f by del x has a value 2x plus 3y and you have to differentiate it with respect to x. So if you are again differentiating with respect to x, then 2x has a derivative 2, 3y has a derivative 0, so it has a value 2. Same manner del square by del f, del square by del y square, that means del by del y of del f by del y. But del f by del y has a value 3x plus 1. So del by del y of 3x plus 1 has a value 0 because there is no y, so the whole term is treated as a constant. Same manner del square f by del x del y, that means del by del x of del f by del y. Now del f by del y has a value 3x plus 1 and you are differentiating it with respect to x, so it has a value 3. And same manner del square f by del y del x, so that means del by del y of del f by del x, but del f by del x has a value 2x plus 3y and that's why derivative of it with respect to y will be 3. Now this all are constant, so if you are going to put the values of x and y, then still they have a value, same value, therefore it has a value 2, 0, 3 and 3. Now if u is equal to e raised to 3xyz, then prove that del square u by del x del y del z is equal to 3 plus 27xyz plus 27x square y square z square into whole into e raised to 3xyz. Now see del cube u upon del x del y del z, that means first of all del by del x of del y by del x of del u by del z. That means first you have to find out del u by del z. You have to start with the inner function and then you are going outside. So first you have to differentiate u with respect to z. And if you are differentiating with respect to z, then x and y are treated as a constant. So e raised to has a derivative e raised to into derivative of power, that means 3xyz has a power 3xy because it is a constant and z has a derivative 1. So you will have 3xy into e raised to 3xyz. Now differentiate this term with respect to y, that means del by del y of del u by del z. It is nothing but derivative of del u by del z, that means 3x into e raised to 3xyz into y. See, 3x is constant, so we have written it separately. Now if you are differentiating with respect to y, then you have to apply u into v rule. So first y is keeping as it is and derivative of e raised to 3xyz is e raised to 3xyz into 3xz. Same manner, secondly e raised to 3xyz keeping as a constant and y has a derivative 1 with respect to y. So you will have 3x common out from both of them and e raised to is also going to be common out. So simplifying that term, that will give e raised to 3xyz into 3x plus 9x square y z. So del square u upon del y del z has a value e raised to 3xyz into 3x plus 9x square y into z. Now del cube by del x del y del z, that means del by del x of del square u upon del y del z. Now del square u upon del y del z has a value e raised to 3xyz into 3x plus 9x square y z. Again you have to apply u into v rule. So first e raised to 3xyz as it is and derivative of 3x plus 9x square yz with respect to x. So 3x is a derivative 3 and 9x square as a derivative, 18x, yz is treated as a constant. Secondly, 3x plus 9x square yz as it is, and e raised to 3xyz has a derivative e raised to xyz into 3xy. Now e raised to 3xyz common out, and you will have 3x plus 18xyz plus 9xyz plus 27x square y square z square. Simplifying the bracket, that will give you 3 plus 27xyz plus 27x square y square z square whole into e raised to 3xyz. That proves your right hand side. Now we are going on to the mixed derivative theorem, or it is known as a Clairaut theorem. Now what is the Clairaut theorem? Suppose u is equal to f of xy possesses the second order derivatives, partial derivatives which are continuous. And if they are continuous, then del square u upon del x del y is same as del square u upon del y del x. Okay. So that means first you are differentiating with respect to y and then you are differentiating with respect to x, or first you are differentiating with respect to x and then you are differentiating with respect to y. In both the case your derivatives are remain same provided that they are continuous. Same manner for third order derivative, you can say that f of xxy or f of xyx or f of yxx are same, and same manner f of xyy, f of yxy and f of yx, they are going to be same. Now we are going to prove this by example. Suppose z is equal to x plus y raised to x, then del square z upon del x del y is same as del square z upon del y del x. Now what we are going to do is, first del square z by del x del y and del square z by del y del x. So first we are going to start with differentiating with respect to x and y. So del z by del x, if you are differentiating z by x, then x has a derivative 1, y raised to x, and y is treated as a constant, that means a raised to x. So a raised to x has a derivative a raised to x into log a. So here you have y raised to x into log y. Same manner, if you are differentiating z with respect to y, then x is constant. So x, simple x is a derivative 0, and y raised to x, here y is variable, that means x raised to n form is there, and x raised to n as a derivative n into x raised to n minus 1. That means it is x into y raised to x minus 1. Now for second order derivative, we are going to take the derivative of del z by del y with respect to x, that is del square z by del x del y. That means del by del x of del z by del y, but del z by del y is x into y raised to x minus 1. Here you are differentiating with respect to x, so you have to apply u into v. First derivative of x is 1, y raised to x minus 1 remains as it is. Secondly, x as it is, y raised to x minus 1. Here power x minus 1 is variable, so y is constant, so a raised to x form is there, therefore it is y raised to x minus 1 into log y. Okay, and y raised to x minus 1 common out, and that will give you y raised to x minus 1 into 1 plus x log y. Okay, now same manner del square z by del y del x. Now del square z by del y del x, that means del by del y of del z by del x. Now del z by del x has a value 1 plus y raised to x into log y, correct? So differentiating it with respect to y, again you have to apply the u into v form. 1 has a derivative 0, so y raised to x as it is, log y has a derivative 1 upon y. Then log y as it is, derivative of y raised to x will be x into y raised to x minus 1, because x is constant. So simplifying this one and y raised to x minus 1 common out, that will give you 1 plus x into log y. So you will have both del square by del x del y and del square by del y del x has the same value, and that proves your example. Now we are defining the Laplace equation in a two variable. Now if your function is of the form x and y, then it is given by del square f by del x square plus del square f by del y square is equal to 0. See, we have to remember this equation. Same manner for a three variables, it is given by del square f by del x square plus del square f by del y square plus del square by del z square is equal to 0. And in a polar form that means your function is of the form r and theta. Then in a polar form, two variable, the function is given as the form of del square f by del r square plus 1 upon r del f by del r plus 1 upon r square del square f by del theta square is equal to 0. Now see, here in example you have given determine whether u is equal to log of under root of x square plus y square is a solution of Laplace equation or not. That means you have not given any equation, you have only given a function and you have to write down the Laplace equation yourself. So we are already aware of here given function is of the form x and y. That means two variable function is of a variable x and y. So that means you have to prove del square u by del x square plus del square u by del y square is equal to 0. If it is 0, then this function is satisfying the Laplace equation, and if it is non-zero, then your function is not going to be satisfied Laplace equation. So u is equal to under root of x square plus y square. That means you can use the properties of log, and 1 by 2 will be in a multiplication of log. So u can be written in a simple form 1 by 2 of log of x square plus y square. Differentiate with respect to x. So 1 by 2 is constant, log as a derivative 1 upon, so log as a derivative 1 upon, so you will have 1 upon x square plus y square into derivative of x square plus y square with respect to x. So x square has a derivative 2x and y square has a derivative 0. So that will give you 1 by 2 into 2x upon x square plus y square. 2 will be cancelled out and you will have x upon x square plus y square. Same manner, if you are differentiating with respect to y, then del u by del y has a value y upon x square plus y. Now del square u by del x square, that will give you del by del x of del u by del x. But del u by del x has a value x upon x square plus y. Now if you are going to differentiate, then you have to apply u upon v rule. So first v as it is derivative of u, that means denominator as it is derivative of numerator. So x is a derivative with respect to x1 minus numerator as it is derivative of denominator with respect to x. So x as it is and derivative of denominator is 2x with respect to x. And if you are going to simplify, then you will have y square minus x square divided by x square plus y square whole square. So same manner, if you are going to find del square u by del y square, then it will be a del by del y of del u by del y. So del u by del y has a value y upon x square plus y square. So again you have to apply the division rule. So denominator as it is derivative of numerator minus numerator as it is derivative of denominator. In denominator you have denominator square. So x square plus y square as it is and y has a derivative 1 minus y is as it is and x square plus y square as a derivative 2y. In denominator x square plus square the whole square, and simplifying that will give you x square minus y square upon x square plus y square. Now we are starting with a Laplace equation del square u by del x square plus del square u by del y square, that is y square minus x square upon x square plus y square the whole square plus x square minus y square upon x square minus y square the whole square. And if you are going to common out minus from second one, then both terms are going to be same and you will have del square by del x square plus del square by del y square of u is 0, and that means u satisfies the Laplace equation, correct? So that proves your example. And now if you have any doubt or any query regarding this topic, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you.